Good. Can you turn to the person on your left and right and say, I am happy you are sitting next to me? Can you do that immediately? Fantastic, fantastic. All right, I'm so happy to be here as your final international speaker. And let's have a great time. Has it been a great experience so far? Awesome. Thank you for having me back in South Africa. It's my 4th time in South Africa, a couple of times in Cape Town, but I'm looking forward to see more of your country. Now, Reimagine Leadership for Breakthrough Success. You have had an amazing day of learning from different speakers. But what I would like to do is to just share a journey with you. How many of you love roller coaster? Roller coaster. Okay, yeah, I think about half the room. How many of you would never go on a roller coaster? Okay, all right, good to know. Thank you so much. How many of you will never put up your hand no matter what I say? This is your... I just want to be very inclusive, you know? So, a couple of years I had a chance to be in Orlando. And as you can see from the visual, that is called Mount Everest. And I was curious, Mount Everest in the middle of July, snowing. And later, I found out it was actually called the Expedition Everest. The Expedition Everest. And to the group that actually put up your hands, the second one, I'm not a big fan of roller coaster. If I have a chance, I will say no. But because of peer pressure. Sounds familiar? Everyone that I bump into is, hey, John, have you tried the Expedition Everest? I said, no, you should really do it. Okay, so I went on to see it, if you can just join me together. And now we're on the journey for the Expedition Everest. So fasten your seatbelt, ladies and gentlemen. So you had your cue, and I was buckling. And once you're in, there's no escape. And I was put up, I'm up. And as I was going through the journey, I went in. I was really praying very hard. I sent a couple of messages to my family member. I was praying that I'll be back, right? And then as I was doing that, very interestingly, it started pretty okay as I was going up. But then, something happened. I reached a point where there is no forward option. And then that was the time that I was flung back. It was total darkness. It was up and down. I was flung. Some people call it fun. I call it disaster for myself, right? It was totally chaos. It was the longest ride I've ever had. And do you know, when it is the most descending area, they take the best picture for you. It's like, you're welcome to purchase your photographs later on. So, what I went through that day was really a lot of emotions that I went through, a lot of uncertainty. It was a roller coaster of a ride, and I wasn't sure what was the impact. And as I thought about this, in my journey, I spent 18 years in the hospitality industry, and the last 18 years, I became a professional speaker to support industry, organization, to uplift their sales, service, and leadership performance. And what I found is this. Within the VUCA world, there are these elements, but how can you convert it into a new VUCA? A VUCA that is going to give you vision, that is going to give you certainty, that is going to help you manage opportunities around it. How can you manage that? With understanding and with agility. So, I would like to share with you 4 elements that I've learned, even working with organization as such. The first one, G, is about having a growth mindset. You know, some of the organizations that I've worked with last year, they have been telling me, John, we did a great year last year, but now we want to see how we can maintain and sustain that level of growth. And that is what I've been helping them with, helping them in the elements of growth. How can they embrace challenges? It's going to be there. How can they persist despite obstacles? How can they continue to learn the feedback? So having a great mindset is the first attribute, the grit model. R stands for resilience, right? R stands for resilience. And resilience is the opportunity to bounce back. Things may not go your way, but let me share a formula with you. It's called E plus R equals to O. Anyone heard of this before? E stands for events. And many of you are events promoter, right? Does event that you plan usually go the way that you want it to? Sometimes yes, but sometimes no, isn't it? Sometimes it's beyond your control. But how you respond can determine your outcome. So it's really having that mindset. E plus R equals to O. So if you love formulas, events plus the way you respond will determine your outcome. Are we good so far? What is G? Growth mindset. What is R? Resilience. I stands for influence. Your ability to communicate, to really engage your stakeholders. Because what is really so needed in the world right now is your ability to influence, inspire, and create the impact so that you can continue to add the impact to the work that you are doing. And the final one is on trust. Right? How can you develop greater trust? So trust comes in the 4 C's. How can you build on your competence? The things that you do, your skills, your knowledge, your attitude. How can you also have the commitment, the consistency, and most importantly, to care about the people that you work with? The 4 C's to generate even greater trust. So as I'm thinking of this grid, I'd like to share with you one of the phrases that I've coined. And that is called serve it forward. Now, I'm just curious. When you give a smile to someone, right? When you give a smile to someone, what do you expect back in return? A smile, right? Can you turn to the person on your left and right? And let's see if that happens. Turn to the person. Give them a smile. All right? Are you getting a smile back? Okay, you pretty happy with that? Yeah, right? So generally, if you give a smile to someone, generally you would expect a smile to come back. Now, I'm curious. How would you feel if you gave a smile to someone and you didn't get a smile back? Is there something wrong with me? Why are they not smiling back? I am really curious. So, let me leave you with this. So in future, if you give a smile and the smile comes back to you, it is called a bonus. It is called a? Right, you give a smile to someone, a smile comes back to you, it is called a bonus. Now, if you give a smile and for whatever reason, you don't get a smile coming back to you, it is called your gift to someone. It is called a gift to someone. When you give a gift to someone, what do you expect? Nothing, right? If it comes back, it's a bonus. If not, it's my gift to you. So imagine, as you reimagine leadership, at your home, at your family, if you can serve it forward with your time, with your effort, you serve it forward with a growth mindset. You help people develop a great mindset. You help people in resilience. You serve it forward with influence, and you serve it forward with trust. How will the world be when you're able to do that? Isn't it a wonderful thing? As you can end today and you look at someone, you smile at them. If it doesn't come back, it is my gift to you. Imagine when you go back home, you do the same thing. What are the areas that you can do to serve it forward? So remember, my roller coaster journey. So I survived it. As you can see, I'm here. And what happened was that, they did take the picture of not so good. But what happened was, I enjoyed it so much that I continued to do 4 more times. Yeah. So if you know of any roller coaster, fun stuff place in South Africa, please let me know. Please let me know, all right? So with that, I continued the journey. The first time is always challenging, but once you go through it, it's never that challenging. So my challenge to all of you is, what are the things you can do it forward to serve it forward with grit? Because once you do the grit expedition, you will begin to have different kinds of emotion. So my friends, thank you so much, and I wish you all success. I work with organizations, and I love to work with some of your clients to support you on your 2024 grit journey, right? So if you're not on LinkedIn, connect with me. It's been a pleasure having all of you with me to witness this short presentation on how you can serve it forward. Turn to your partner and ask them, are you ready to serve it forward? All right, thank you so much, my friends. Wish you have a great day, and let's keep in touch.